Hi everyone, it's Kerry here. I posted a photo or a couple of photos up on my Facebook page yesterday of these rusted wings that I made, as well as some feathers. And then there was a little frame and some cogs and gears. And I had several comments, people asking where did I get the product from and how did I do it, particularly with the green, like the verdigris effect underneath. So I thought I'd show you how I do mine. And this was just a trial and error thing of me fiddling around with the pastes and some of my own paint. But before I do that, I wanted to show you, so the ones that I posted on Facebook, I did with Finn's Rust paste, which is this one here. And it comes in a box of 3 different colours. There's a dark brown, a red rust and a gold rust. Now I've done rusting in the past using like ferrous oxide and also salt and vinegar and those sort of things. And these ones here were actually done with the ferrous oxide and a vinegar and hydrogen peroxide, or was it just hydrogen peroxide? I can't remember anyway. A solution that you then spray over the top, and then you have to literally sit and wait for it to rust. Sometimes you get really good results and sometimes they're not so great. And these were done with a similar way. You know, I painted it first and then I applied the ferrous oxide. But to me, the results with the paint, Finn's pastes, I actually prefer the pastes, apart from the fact that I get the results straight away and I can use the pieces as soon as they're dry. It's a lot more controlled than this way, although this way you do still get some awesome surprise results, which is fun as well. Anyway, I'll probably speed up the process of me painting the green on the pieces, because once you see one, you know it's pretty self-explanatory. And I'll just show you on a few different things today. So I've got some white chipboard here. I've also got some metal. These are just some resin wings, exactly the same as the ones that I used in the project from yesterday. These are some wooden pieces, again exactly the same as the pieces that I was using yesterday. Now these are actually plastic, just little like pickle or cocktail fork and spoon that I got from like a $2 type shop. They were selling them in packs down there, so I got spoons and forks. And this is just a piece of bling, plastic bling trim, you know, made to look like it has like rhinestones in it. And then I've got an old mini light bulb that it doesn't work anymore. And this is just a piece of doily, so you could use a doily or lace or whatever. So this was the result that I got from the doily earlier. And the great thing about the doilies is they remain flexible even when they're dry. So if you wanted to, you know, use it around a curved object or over the corner of a box or something like that, you would be able to use it and glue it down, and it will stay there without a problem. Anyway, so I'm just going to do my verdigris on some of these pieces. I'll start with the chipboard. So you can use any type of acrylic paint. These are just what I've been using. I've got some distress paints here, but I've also been using some cheaper acrylic paints just from Spotlight. Just these little ones, and these are just a liquid paint that I can, you know, pour out and use some with a brush. I like the Tim Holtz or the distress ones because, you know, they've got the daubers, so I don't have to get out the brush or whatever. And because this is just like for an undercoat, it definitely doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to cover a lot of this up anyway. So just giving everything a quick coat. And I like to use a couple of different colours, I think it just adds to it. So that's basically what I'm starting with. And then I just sit that aside to dry. So I'll probably fast forward this bit. So I've just dried those off a little bit. They're not perfectly dry, but the application of the green is very imperfect. So I still have lots of bits of the original colour underneath showing through, especially like in this metal one. The white chipboard one, I've pretty much covered the whole thing. And the wings, I've pretty much covered the whole lot. But it's a very imperfect application. So I like to have mine, the green paint, fairly dry before I start adding the rust. So I'll start with the white chipboard, and again, once I've done a little bit of this, I'll probably end up speeding it up, because once you've seen one, it's the same process for whichever piece you're doing. So I'll start with the white chipboard. Now the pastes have slightly different consistencies. The brown rust is the thickest, and it has like a sand type of texture to it, and it's really thick, like it's not going to spill. So that one's really thick. The red rust is about the same. It might be slightly less thick. Sorry, camera's trying to focus on the background. But again, you could turn this upside down and it's not going to spill at all. The gold is quite a bit different. It's very fluid, so that will tip easily. And it does still have a little bit of texture to it, but not as much as the other two. So I like to start with the brown, the darkest one, and I sort of use my lids as a bit of a preparation area. And I don't usually wash my brush in between applications for this first section. So I take a little bit of the brown and I just sort of work it into the brush so that I've got, and I'm probably going to ruin my brushes doing this, but I will. So I've got it worked well into my brush, and then I just pounce it on, and I be mindful that I don't want to cover up all of my green. I do still want some of that to show through. And that's pretty much it for the dark brown. So let's work on this middle piece as well, same thing. Okay, then I'm going to go on to the next colour, which is the red rust, and again being mindful not to completely cover up all of the areas that we've already coloured. I tend to try to go pretty much over the dark brown, trying not to cover it completely. Okay, and then the last one is the light gold. I don't use as much of this because it's a lot thinner consistency. It's just a little dab here and there. And we'll go back and repeat this process again. Okay, then I let them dry. So I'll just give them a quick go. Okay, once they're all dry, I go back in with the dark brown. Just to darken them up again because we've gone over the original dark brown so much, but I don't put very much on. It's just really a little bit here and there highlighting or low lighting. You might feel you need to go back in with the red if you've got too much dark brown and too much gold. It's really just adding a bit more balance back into the piece, and however you feel it needs to be. Again, this is just my playing around. This isn't, I'm sure there's other techniques that are probably better than this, but I'm happy with the results that I get from this. that's it. And then basically just let them dry and they're ready to go. So I'll give these a quick blast with the heat gun, and then I'll show you some photos at the end of them all when they're dry. And I'll show you, I got mine from Artified. So if you're in Australia and you're trying to get hold of these pastes, I know that Mel at Artified stocks them. As of yesterday afternoon, she had sold out, but she has a pre-order tab set up in her shop, which I'll show you in a sec. Oops, must have my heat gun a bit too close to the spoon. I've melted it a bit. Oh well, all adds to the effect. So if you're trying to find them in Australia, you can go to Artified, which is artified.com.au. Okay, once you get to Artified, if you go over on the left hand side, there is a pre-order tab. So you just click on the pre-order tab and it comes up as the top item on the pre-order tab. So these are the rust pastes, and you can just add it to your cart, and then one will be pre-ordered for you. So Mel's got it at $18.95, which is a pretty good price. I know someone else had said that they paid $22, so $18.95 is a great price. I'll put some photos up of these. I'll tidy up the area here so you can get a proper good look at them. But these are just some close-ups at the end here. But I'll put links in the description box to Mel's shop, and also to my WhichCraft store if you're interested in any of the white chipboard. Okay, thanks heaps for watching. Hope that helps. Bye.